How are you? Hope you're well today. It's Oyabunmi, aka Daydream Austin, or the other way around. How are you? Welcome to another episode of My Orisa Journey. Thank you so much for joining me. Before I get started, I just wanted to let you know, I don't know, some of you are probably new to my channel. Some of you have been watching for a while, but I wanted to just give you guys an update that I do have tarot readings that I offer on my website, daydreamaustin.com. I have a reading for the year that's up that costs only $44, and I go through every month of the year and give you the energy for each month and some things you need to focus on, advice and things like that. And then I also have a general reading that you can purchase and book through my website. So if anyone's interested in that, please do. Before I do the readings, I call on your own higher consciousness, your Ori, your celestial supports and allies, the Orisha, the Rumule, your Egungun, everybody, all of the benevolent energies that are helping you and standing with you. I call them to come and provide messages to support your well-being, your destiny, your growth, and all of that. So if you're interested, visit my website, daydreamaustin.com. You can find that. You'll also find an Orisa Journey resource page there that I'm updating continuously, where you can go and find books and websites and Facebook groups and all of that good stuff, okay? So that was that. We got that out the way. Welcome. I wanted to talk to you today about an Odu and a story that's been on my mind for the past month or so. And it comes from Obara Ogunda. And this story came to me because I went through a period recently where, I was on the precipice of this great blessing, right? Of something amazing happening to me. But as I was moving towards that end goal, there was when I say so much, there was so much turmoil, discord, dis-ease. It was a mess. There were times where I was just like, oh my God, is this really even going to happen? But I remembered this Odu, and it really helped me to keep going. So I want to share some of it with you. So I'm not going to read the text of the Odu itself, but just tell you the story that's related to it. So there was this man, right? And he was married, and he was an animal trap setter. Right? But he wasn't very good at it. He was an unsuccessful animal trap setter. And he did this for several years, right? It's like someone who's in a job and they're doing their darndest and they, keep at it, but there's no fruit coming forward. There's no growth. But his name is Akin Sanmi. He keeps going, and he's just, eventually he goes to Ifa, and he was like, look, Ifa, please, to his Babalao, please cast and find out what's going on. I'm not making any money. I'm not moving forward. What's happening? So on more than one occasion, when he goes and he gets his reading, he finds out that he's in the right profession and that he should stay in it. So imagine if you're doing a job and you've been doing this job for 5, 6, 7 years and there's no real return. You're not progressing, you're not getting raises or promotions, you're not really even making any money, but you're just there. That's how this man was living. So obviously, as you go through the human emotions, I'm sure he just got fed up. And every time he got fed up, he went to Ifa, and Ifa would tell him, you know what? You're in the right place. And Ifa told him, one day you're going to have to be able to celebrate, the streak of good luck. And I know the man was looking around like, yeah, okay. So one day he goes into the forest and to check his traps, and he finds all of a sudden in these different traps there was 30 animals in one trap, 20 in another trap, 50 in another trap. So that's 100 animals altogether. He is like thrilled. Oh my goodness, this is it. This is like striking it rich, like, you know, finding gold, hitting the lotto for him. So he goes and he sees he has too many animals. He needs something to tie the animals together to carry them easily. So he sees a creeper plant. He goes and pulls on the creeper plant, and 16 land snails actually fall down at his feet. He's like, oh my goodness, this is abundance, right? Something that he can use to bring wealth. So he's really excited. And while his mouth is open, some honey falls into his mouth. So he's just like, yeah, this is great. I got all my animals. Some honey dropped in my mouth. You know, honey represents sweetness. So he's just like beyond himself, right? But it doesn't stop there. It gets better. He goes home and his wife has delivered a set of twins, right? So in our society, we might not be as thrilled about that here as they are there in Yoruba land, but in Ifa, children are the ultimate wealth. There's nothing else more important than children and your legacy, right? And seeing that go forward. So he gets home, his wife has safely delivered a set of twins, and he is just like so excited that he screams out, oh my God, this is great. You know, he said, my life is just as fulfilled as the life of the king of Oyo land. All right, cool. So he's loving it, right? He's excited. So people nearby are starting to notice all of this wealth and all of this excitement, and they're just kind of coming around and looking and seeing what's going on, and they see that he caught all these animals, and he has the land snails, and his wife gave birth to twins. And you know what happens then, right? The haters. Here come the haters. So there's some people who get envious. What they do is they go to the king and they report to the king that this man, they're saying, oh, he's bragging that he's doing better than you, king. So the haters go and take a message, right? Just a message that is not really true. They're not taking the full picture with them, right? They're not taking the full message and telling how this man has, struggled, and now things are better for him. And so he's celebrating that. And he's like, oh my goodness, I feel like the king. No, they're going and they're making it seem like he was talking badly about the king, putting like, they just want to mess him up and make things hard for him, because that's what haters do. We understand that. Excuse me real quick, I need to do something. Yes, so fine, all of that happens, and Akin Sanmi is on a roll. Like, things are going great for him. But when the haters go and report him to the king sends his people to arrest Akin Sanmi. So now he's not only arrested, but they drag and beat him merciless. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I tell you, with my accent sometimes it's so hard for me to pronounce certain things. They beat him very badly. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that right now. Please. We'd be here all day. So, they beat him really badly, drag him. He's arrested and they take him to the king. And the king is like, oh, what happened? The king, now all of a sudden the king's like, what happened? They didn't ask him that before they beat the crap out of him. So Akin Sanmi is just telling the king, like, man, I was having such a hard go of it. Nothing was moving in my life. I couldn't get things right. And suddenly all of this good fortune came, and he told him about the animals and the snails and the honey and the twins, and how he was so excited that he compared his life to the life of a king because he just has so much wealth and abundance coming in. And the king agrees with him, and he's like, yeah, these are the miracles of Olodumare. You should celebrate this and be happy. And then the icing on the cake, on top of everything that had happened previously, is that the king says, do you have a home? And Akin Sanmi says, no, I don't. He says, okay, well, you know what? Do you have a land that, you know, you can build a home on? He says, yes, I do. So the king says, I'm going to build you a house. And he has Akin Sanmi a house built. This is no normal house. It's essentially a mansion. There's 16 rooms on the left and 16 rooms on the right. So I'm looking at this story, right? And the point of the story is that your miracle can come in at any time, right? We have the message of perseverance, how you need to keep going. We have the message of being obedient, right? And being faithful and believing that when Ifa says something, that it is true no matter how bleak the picture looks, right? We have the message about, you know, haters and people becoming envious of good fortune when it does happen to us. But one of the things that stood out the most to me about the story was, like, in the midst of all of these wonderful things happening to him, in the midst of these miracles and this magic, right, that Olodumare sent to him, this man got his ass kicked. I found that so enlightening, because at the time I'm moving towards this miracle, this magic, but I'm getting my ass kicked. Like, things are happening and I'm like, but wait a minute, Ifa said this was gonna be good for me, and it came anyway, and I did my ebo. Yeah, this guy in Obara Ogunda, Akin Sanmi, did the same thing. Ifa told him it was all good. He did his ebo. He listened to Ifa. He got the blessing, but he got his ass kicked. So I think the story, you know, it has a lot of different messages in it. But we need to remember, no matter what, right? No matter what's going on in our lives, things can change at any moment. It could have been 10 years we've been doing the same thing and have seen no movement, no growth. But if Ifa has said that this is a benefit to us, and if we've been told this over and over again, and we've done what we've needed to do, then it's going to be a good thing for us. No matter what, you know, we can have multiple initiations and Orisha icons and do, you know, be obedient and do what we need to do. There's still going to be hardship. Sometimes you're going to get your ass kicked in the midst of the miracle and the magic. I know this message is for somebody today, because it was for me. What's going on? That was over by My Orisa, okay? So yeah, this message is for somebody. It was for me. It's for somebody out there, maybe multiple people. If you have gotten a message from Ifa that you're on the right track, and you're feeling like giving up, and you feel like you just can't go anymore, and you're getting your ass kicked and all of that, know that you are going to be fine. You are going to be fine. Things are going to work out. Ifa is not a liar. If you've gone to someone you trusted and you trust the work they've done, then know that what Ifa has promised you is going to come to pass. And let me show you what just fell over when I was talking to you. So remember, in this guy's case, when all of that stuff went down, you know, and he's finding the animals and the land snails, he also had honey that dropped into his mouth, and it brought him sweetness. So I'm going to encourage you to get you some honey. Put some on your tongue occasionally to remind yourself that sweetness is absolutely possible for you, no matter what things are looking like. This is a longer video than I've done in a while, but I hope this story resonates with you. And, you know, I just pray for your well-being and your upliftment. Stay prayed up, stay positive and hopeful, knowing that anything, at any moment, anything can happen. Miracles and magic can happen. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.